All right, everybody. I wanted to spend a little time today going over how to set up a paper space environment for this drawing. Pretty much everything we've done until now has been in this model space environment that we're most used to working in. Now, what I wanted to do today, remember I asked you guys, I said I thought it would make good sense after we rotated our parcel boundary to work over on the side like this. I'm just going to take what I've done here and I'm going to move it back into place. And so I'm just going to select all those objects and I'm going to move, I've already done the rotation here, but I'm just going to move it right back to my section corner using my endpoint object snaps. And now it's in the right place, okay? And we know, there are gaps and overlaps here and so forth. But let's today just think about setting up our paper space environment. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to left-click on Layout 1. And if there's already a viewport there, let's just erase it. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. Sorry, I'm in model space through the viewport. I'm going to erase this viewport. Now, once you left click on Layout 1, let's right click on this tab here on the bottom that says Layout 1, and let's go to Page Setup Manager right here. And let's just go ahead and this is Layout 1. Let's modify it here. Let's click on Modify. Now, we don't have a printer to choose, so let's just leave this set at None. But what yours might be different than mine. I think I've already gone through this, so it's already set up. In this long list of paper size, let's choose Architectural D, ARCHD, 24 by 36 inches. Everything else pretty much can stay the same. This should be set at Landscape over here in the Drawing Orientation. And then let's just go ahead and click OK. So you should have a viewport. You should have a layout that now looks like a rectangular D-sized sheet. So let's go to our Home tab, and then let's go to our Layer Properties dialog box, and let's make a new layer, and let's just call it Viewport. Okay, so underscore Viewport. And just for visibility, I'll make the color blue this time. Okay, so and I'll make that my current layer. Now I can close this layer dialog box, and I want to make a viewport, which is essentially a window into model space. And I'm going to do that by typing the command mview, which stands for make view. And I'm just going to make a rectangular viewport, something like this here. Stay inside the white area. Now, you can see that my model space is visible through the viewport right now. If I double tap inside the viewport, notice that the viewport is now active. And I can move things around a little bit here. I'm going to go ahead and kind of get things about where I think they'll be ultimately, something like this. And then I'm going to come down to my scale here, and we're going to plot this at 1 inch equals 60 feet. So I'm going to choose 1 inch equals 60. And that automatically scales it to the right size. And then I'm going to pan it a little bit so that what I want to see in that viewport is visible. Notice it's very important here that this be set to 1 inch equals 60 feet. Okay? So once it's set, I can pan, of course, I can pan. Notice that if I do any zooming, though, this has now changed. So I'm going to undo that zoom there. I'm back at 1 inch equals 60. I want to pan it so I can see the roadway, a little bit of each of the surrounding subdivisions. Whoops, I messed up there. Set this back to 1 inch equals 60, and then I'm just going to pan it over. And that's about how much I need to see. Now, if I double tap outside the viewport, double tap right there, I can now change the size of the viewport. I can use these grips, and I can see that I don't really need to see all that certified survey map up there. So I can change the size of the viewport, and I can also move the viewport, okay? So if I hit escape here and I click on my viewport, and then I can click move. Now I can move the viewport wherever I want it to be. See, I'd like it to be kind of on the left side for now. But I just want you guys to realize you can make a viewport, you can move it, you can make it a different size. I'm just going to move this, and I'm going to put it right about here. Okay. So go ahead and set your viewport up like that. Like I said, you can change the size. You just grab that, and I can make it, you know, bigger in each direction. I don't need to see that much of Dale Lee Acres. It's something like this. Notice, though, that my scale here is 1 inch equals 60 feet. Okay, so go ahead and set that up. And then what we'll do next is we'll insert a few items, a graphic scale, a north arrow, and a stamp that I got from the Department of Administration. All right, don't forget our model space where we're used to working is still here just like it always has been. What I'm trying to do right now is set up a layout here. Layout 1 is the one I'm working in. Just use that page setup manager like I showed you earlier and get this kind of to this point. Okay, good.